Hello and welcome to Splattergoat HQ. My name is Austin. I am the head of all stuff creative here. And today I'm going to show you how to use all of our website to make your own custom skateboard or grip tape. If there are specific things that you're here to learn how to do, we'll have timestamps for the entire video right here. Otherwise, follow along. For the first thing we're going to show you how to do, it's using the on-site designer using our own assets to create your own custom skateboard. You don't need to upload anything. You don't need to have your own art. All you need is your little brain. So I'm going to start out on splattergoat.com on our homepage, and right here you can see there's a Get Started button. Click that, and you have all of your options here, along with some house graphics, but what you need to customize is these things that say your design on them. So I'm going to go ahead and click the skateboard size that I want, which is going to be an 8-inch. So this brings you to our custom skateboard deck item listing. Click here to design and customize, and this will upload our product designer on our website. Now that's uploaded, you can see the template here and all of our interface that you're going to be using to design your skateboard. I'm going to walk you through every little step of the way, don't worry. So if you for some reason decide that you want to change the size of your skateboard, the first thing you can do is click under the product option here, right here, select product. Now you've got a list of all the different things that we offer, and we can choose 8.25 instead. If you wanted to do grip tape, you can pick grip tape. If you wanted to do a bigger skateboard, you could do a bigger skateboard. It's all the same. Just pick the thing that you want. If you don't want to change your skateboard once you pick it, you're good. Don't worry about it. So as you see, we've got our template right here. This is going to show you where everything is going to sit, all of the areas that you need to avoid, like the truck holes and all the edges. So I'm going to start with a background color. Maybe I want to go with a green. Cool. So I like that. I just clicked the edit background color. I clicked on the color I want, and I hit OK. Now I want to add some sort of image. I think I'm going to use a clip art, because right now we're not worried about uploading our own stuff. So I'll click Add Clip Art. This will pull up a menu of all of the different clip art that we have on our library that you can use for free, no consequence. We will be updating this regularly, so keep an eye out. We'll let you know on socials and our emailing list every time some new stuff goes up. So I'm going to pick this, let's pick this angry face. He's kind of funny. Now some of these icons, if they're all black, it means you can actually change the color of the icon. So if you click this little box under Choose Color, it'll bring up the same color picker in which you can pick whatever you want. So I'm going to go maybe with like a whitish yellow. Oh, and then I click Apply. There you go, it changes. You can click off of that. Now I have my angry face on my skateboard. I want him a little bigger on here though. So I'm going to click and drag in one of these corners of these arrows. These both do the same thing. And I'm just going to scale him up a little bit. I think I like that, right there. But I actually want him to be horizontal so that when I'm riding, if I'm doing a trick, you can see him a little easier. So I'm going to rotate him with this little handle here. I think I'm good with that. And I want to make sure that I have him perfectly centered. So if you look here on the right, there's these little buttons with these arrows on here, and these will tell you how to align things. So if I want to position the object horizontally, I click this position X center. It's already there, so it didn't do anything. And if I want to position it to the Y center, I can click it here, and it'll do that as well. So just to show you, if I move him over here, I position him on the center, and I position him on the center, there you go, perfectly centered. Now let's say I want to have a couple of these guys. I'm going to duplicate one. I'm going to pick a different color for him, because I want him to be a little bit in the background. Very good. I'm going to move him, I'm going to scale him down. Cool, I'll center him. But he's on top, and I actually want him below the light face. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the element that we want to move. We're going to click Edit Layer, and that'll bring up this Layers panel. And what this does is just shows you where everything sits in order. So if I drag him down below, it'll bring him to the bottom. Now I want to have another one because I want him on both sides. I'm going to make him the same color. Find something similar right there. Apply. So with this new face, I'm going to do the same thing. When I hit Edit Layer, I'm going to bring him down to the bottom. Perfect. So now I've got these guys. This is a little bit color tweaky. There. That's a little closer. Perfect. Now I want to have some text on my skateboard. So I'm going to go ahead and click here on the left, Add Text. It automatically pops up the thing that says your text, and you can just type into this box right here, whatever you want to say. So I'm going to say, Mad Goat. Done. I'm going to size it again. I'm going to rotate it to where I want it to be. That's good. Now, if you see that this isn't perfectly perpendicular, I do have this rotate panel over here on the bottom right. So I can change this to be as perfect as I want it to be. So maybe I set this to 90. Perfect. Now I'm going to scale him up because I want it to be the whole skateboard. Very good. Now over here I have the same kind of controls. I have my choose color. Maybe I want to go with a white. I have my font. I can pick from a list of fonts that we have here. Also will be regularly updated. We will also tell you on our Instagram. Go ahead and follow that to find out when we've got them coming up. I'm going to use this Destroy font. It's reminiscent to, you know, IPs I can't say. I'm going to scale it up a little more. Pull him here. Now you'll notice it's a little hard to read over the faces. What do I do about that? I'm going to click right here where it says outline and shadow. This gives us an outline or a shadow, believe it. I'm going to click outline. You can choose your color. I'm going to stay with black, and I'm going to make my outline size pretty good. Now there's outline 2 if you want to have 2 outlines. Maybe I want to do like a dark green for that one. And now I'm going to size that outline up a little bit. Very good. I don't want a shadow, but just to show you how the shadow works, it's exactly the same thing. You click the shadow, you can choose your distance, how far it's going to sit away, and the angle that it sits from your text. I don't want that though, so I'm going to hit X and I'm going to get out of there. Now I don't really love where this sits. I'm going to actually scale this down a little bit. I'm going to put it maybe down at the bottom. And that's the beauty of this design program, is you can just keep going until you decide what you want. Maybe I want him to show up a little better, so I'll scale him down and I'll pull him up. And I just lost my center, so I'm going to re-hit those buttons. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now, if I want these to be the same size, you see here where it says width and height, I can actually just change the exact size. I can type in a decimal if I want to do 4.5, and that'll apply that. And if I wanted to stretch a little funny, I can unclick this lock button. And what this does is it constrains it both directions. So if I unclick the lock button, it's going to let me stretch it horizontally or vertically without doing both at the same time. So I can stretch him real wide and make him look really bad. I'm going to undo that because I don't want it. The undo button is at the top in the middle right here. You can just click that and you can go back to where you were before. So I want to keep him constrained. I'm going to actually go with more of like a 5. And then I'm going to move him up here. So the benefit to this number system is I can do the same thing to the other elements. So if I want this other angry face to be the same size, all I have to do is click in here, click 5, click into the next box, and it'll automatically scale to that size. And then I can just move it into a similar space. So one of the things you might notice is that certain fonts will have little descenders where they go below the bottom line of most of the letters. So right here you've got this D, and that's going to actually kind of mess up your centering. So if I click to position the X center, you're going to see it goes a little higher than I want it to. So unfortunately, in this case, that's not going to work. So I'll undo that, and I'm actually just going to try to center this myself and make sure it sits where I want it to. Cool. So I think I like that, but actually, I want a different background. So we have some pre-made backgrounds here. If I click Pick a Pre-Made Background, that'll bring up another menu of stuff that's going to be regularly updated, and we will let you know over in Instagram, and you should follow us. I'm going to keep saying it. So from this library, I think I'm going to pick something kind of simple. I don't want anything too crazy. Maybe I'll go with this colorful explosion of stuff. So I'm going to click that. Now, a word of caution. Unfortunately, because of the limits of our designer that we use, if you pick a new background, it will eliminate all of the work you just did. So just a word of caution, we will try to figure something out someday, but as of right now, this is the limit of the software that we have access to. So you'll see everything I have is gone, but if you remember, I picked all the numbers myself, so I know what to do. I'm going to add my clip art, I'm going to pick my angry face, I'm going to rotate him, I'm going to pick my size, and the main one was 5.5, so I'm going to click there, I'm going to choose my color, it was kind of a white, hit apply, I'm going to move him up to the center, make sure he's centered, and then I'm going to do the same thing, duplicate, move over, pick a color. Now, green's not going to look great on this, so I'm actually going to pick a color that's kind of in here, so maybe like a light blue. If you want some advice, pick colors that are already in the composition. So what that means is since this background is blue and pink, the best colors that are going to work are blues and pinks. There are others that you can do. You can look up a color wheel as seen right here, but otherwise it's best to kind of just stay in the same color zone, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to bring him down to 5 like his friends were, and I'm going to move him down. I'm I'm going to duplicate him. Same deal, pick the color. Now I'm just going to kind of tweak stuff, see how I want it to look. Okay, so I tried to add another element to see if I liked it. Unfortunately, this one can't change colors, and I don't really want it here anymore. So what I'm going to do is on the right here, I'm going to click Remove Object, and that's just going to get rid of it. So I think I'm actually pretty good with this. I couldn't really think of anything else I wanted to do, and honestly, it doesn't really need any changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click Save. So what this will do is if you decide, I like it, I'm not totally sold on it, maybe I'll come back later, this will send you an email with a special link to come back to edit your skateboard. If you decide that you want to come back and, give it a couple days, sleep on it, figure out maybe something's missing, you go ahead and click Save. You put in the name of your design. I'm going to say Mad Goat. You put in your email address. I'm going to say mine. And I'm going to hit Save Design. Now I'll get an email with a link that'll bring me to this exact design so I can come back another day and work on it. Or if I buy this one, I can still follow the link and I can come back and I can make another version of it later. Hit OK. I'm actually good with this one. I want to make sure that everything's going to print OK. Since, just so you know, I'm using the online designer and all of our elements, it will print totally fine. Don't worry about that. But if for some reason you have a question or there's something you want to see done or you're not sure about something, and especially if you're uploading your own artwork and you're not sure if it's the right resolution, which we'll get into later, you can click Add Note, and what this is going to do is let us here at The Goat know that you have some questions or concerns about your work. So I'm just going to say, does this look good? A bunch of question marks. Click Save. Now we'll get notified that you have a question or a concern with your thing. Please don't ask if it actually looks good. That's up to you, and we can't really tell you. So that was a bad example, but you get it. So now I'm actually ready to go ahead and add this to my cart and pick it up and get it sent to me and made and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add to Cart. I've got this. Now maybe I want to get a couple for my friends. I can change the quantity right here. I can make 700 of them if I want. Don't do that. I mean, do that actually, but don't do that. I'm just going to get one for myself. I'm going to click Add to Cart. And here you can see our order. Now, if you decide that you want to get some more stuff, just like any other website, click Add Another Item or Continue Shopping. I'm good with this, so I can go ahead and put in all of my shopping information right here, all of my credit card stuff, all of my shipping stuff, and we'll go ahead and make the skateboard for you and send it on over. So that concludes how to use our on-site designer. Very simple, click and drag, change colors, change sizes, move it around, click complete, buy it. Now we're going to move on to bringing in your own artwork or your own photos. Some of our customers like to upload their own art, upload it to their shop, sell it to their customers, give it to their friends, just have a one-off for themselves. That's great. If you want to upload your own artwork, we can totally handle that. And if you have any specific questions there, and you want to get maybe a bigger run of things because you want to sell them, send us an email. We have a wholesale pricing sheet and we can help you out. If you just want to get one for yourself, follow along. Same deal as before. I'm going to click Get Started. I'm going to click a skateboard. I'm going to click the Customize button when it shows up. I'm going to load the designer. Now, while I am an artist, I'm going to show you the simplest way to do this because you really don't have to do anything too crazy to have a really cool skateboard for yourself. So maybe I want to have my dog. I think it would be nice to have a picture of my dog immortalized to hang on my wall. So I'm going to go ahead and click here on the designer, the Upload Images button. I'm going to upload an image. I'm going to browse, and I'm going to go ahead and pick this file. Don't mind the file name. I'm going to hit Continue. Now, I have my image on here and it looks great, honestly. I don't even have a dog. This is a stock photo. So the best way for me to show you what I'm talking about with uglydog.png is not that the dog's ugly. Dogs are cute. No offense to whoever's dog this is. What I'm trying to show you is a resolution issue. So I'm going to show you in Photoshop because it's going to be the easiest for me, but you can do this on your phone, you can do this on your laptop. There's plenty of ways to show you and I'll explain that in a second. But if I zoom into this artwork at 100%, you can see it's not looking too hot. It's pretty pixelated. It doesn't look too great. So what that means is the image was low resolution. So what I need to do is I need to have a photo that is at least 300 dpi and is around the dimensions of the skateboard if it's possible, which is 9x33 on the template. So if you're an artist or you're a photographer or you have control of that kind of thing, it would be best to design your work to the 9x33. We also have a template on our website for you to design into, which makes it a lot easier. Keep it at 300 DPI. Design in RGB, please. I understand if you're a designer that sounds a little weird. Why would we do that? Our printers print in RGB. Crazy, I know. So how can you tell if your image is not 300 DPI or the right size and is going to print terribly if you don't have Photoshop or if you don't have the capabilities of looking up that information? A couple easy ways to know. If you zoom in on your phone, 2 zooms with your fingers, and it looks pixelated, it's going to print bad. If it doesn't, you're probably fine. If you're on your computer, kind of the same deal. If you zoom into 100% and it looks bad, not going to look great. So luckily, I actually have the actual image. I'm going to go ahead and upload that. This is just a stock photo from Unsplash. If you're not sure and you've got something you can't get a picture of, Unsplash is an awesome place. It's a free stock photo website. Everything is 100% free use. You can do it whatever you want with it. So maybe you want a Porsche on your skateboard and you don't have a Porsche and you don't want to buy a stock photo of a Porsche. Go to unsplash.com, look up a Porsche. Pretty easy. And also, don't come for me for how I say Porsche. So I've uploaded my photo. I'm going to scale it up into my space and we're going to move him around until he's where I want him to be. Now, the same as when I'm designing a word in the Skateboard Designer. I can go ahead and click Add Text if I wanted to add something. Maybe his name is Sparky. I'm going to make Sparky a name tag. I'm going to pick a font I like. I don't know what kind of dog Sparky is, but let's pretend he's Scottish. I'm going to click the Celtic font because it makes sense in my brain. I'm going to choose white because it'll contrast the best off of this image. Hit apply. There you have it. You've uploaded your photo or artwork or whatever else you feel like uploading. Remember, you can do whatever you want. You can upload any photo from your phone. You can upload any photo from Unsplash if you want. So same deal. I'm going to click Add to Cart. And I'm going to follow those steps. Now, if you're an artist and you want to make your own skateboard, here's a couple of quick tips for you to make this go as smoothly as possible. First thing, if you can, design it in Vector using a program like Illustrator or Affinity Designer, or I think you can do Vector on a couple of iPad apps. If you're going to do that, what it allows us to do is it scales up infinitely and it'll never lose resolution. It'll always look great at whatever size it's at. And that way you don't have to worry about the resolution stuff. If you can't design it to Vector, please do your best to design it at 300 DPI into our template and keep it as high resolution as you possibly can. You can use whatever colors you want. We have a full spectrum printer. We're good. We can get you the best results out there. But if you want to do something that's raster based, which is pixels, which requires resolution, do us a favor and keep it at the actual size. Or bigger. If it's bigger, it'll look better when we scale it down. If you have an image that's kind of low resolution and you're married to it, you absolutely have to use it. There are a couple options. There are upscalers like let'senhance.io that is an AI that will upscale your photo. I think you can get like 5 or 10 for free, which is pretty cool. I've used it before and it's generally pretty good. What that'll do is it'll make it so that you can scale it up to the right size. Usually it looks pretty good. There are certain things, like if it's text-based or whatever, it's not really gonna do that great. But photos and backgrounds and textures and stuff generally look pretty good. That's the free one. The other option is a program called Topaz Gigapixel. What that does is the same thing, it's just much better. Be warned, it's kind of expensive. It's real good though. And that's it. That's basically all you need to know about designing your own skateboard, whether it's off our designer or on our designer. Again, if you want to do some custom projects and you want to get big numbers, shoot us an email, fill out the wholesale thing, and we'll get going with you.
Big or small numbers.
If you want to get 1.5 skateboards, you're out of luck. Thank you for coming along. Hopefully you learned something helpful. If you have any questions, drop a comment. We will do our best to answer them. If I missed anything, I'm sure you'll let me know. Otherwise, happy designing, have fun, or go home.